84% to clarify our comments, was really looking at the most common plain vanilla interest rate structures in the 4 largest currencies as a percentage of the overall market. So we're talking about plain vanilla swaps, OIS swaps, FRAs, variable notional swaps. We're not talking about any option embedded swaps, any caps, floors, swaptions, credit derivatives, commodity derivatives. So I don't have full knowledge of where the OCC got the 20%, but it may be they may be looking at the OTC market in a broader context, whereas we're focused pretty much solely on interest rate swaps. The US right now, clients can clear through FCMs using a gross omnibus structure. In Europe, there's no such thing as an FCM, but they have the ability to clear. We give clients the ability to clear either in a gross omni or in a segregated type of structure for protection. Pretty much, I think 100% of our third-party clients have chosen the segregated account. We've dubbed that LSOC, and we've built that into our sort of efforts here in the US to help clients segregate their funds versus a gross omnibus structure. The rules aren't finalized here in the US. LSOC is something that's sort of on the table with the CFTC, and it's in a comment period. And we think that offers customer better protection, and is demonstrated in our European model. When given clients the options to choose one or the other, they'll always go for the segregated account. And I think importantly to look at that in terms of how we look at risk and how we calculate our initial margin and other risk calculations, we don't see there being an added cost to one or another. I think that's a very important distinction about our model. In a gross omnibus structure, client monies are available in the event of a default. However, the way we look at it is most clients will have ported their positions prior to a default. So those funds will no longer be available. So in our risk calculations, we don't put any value on that. So we don't see there being a difference in cost between the LSOC model and the gross omni model. One of the things that is public and we noticed is that 5 days prior to the Lehman default, 75% of futures monies left Lehman's account. So that really vindicates, I think, the LSOC model and the fact that those client monies will not be available. Importantly, here in our SwapClear US model, all clients' collateral is going to remain here in the US under US bankruptcy protection. I think there are a couple of front runners that are, that are in good shape. There are a lot of other people that are looking at it as a very, good commercial opportunity for them. The question is, how will they be able to, interface with the clearinghouse? The CEFs are working very closely with the FCMs, with the buy side, and with us. And we're out every day talking to every one of those constituents to make sure we're going to be set up when clearing becomes effective. With the rules and regs and how they finalize, I think the hope is that they converge and there's no regulatory arbitrage and there's no added costs for more expensive in Europe versus the US, to make sure that it is some sort of, that the rules and regulations become harmonized. The rates market in particular is a very global business. I've worked in the rates market for 20 plus years. We're a global CCP. We want to make sure the final rules and regs allow the business to be global. It's very different than a credit business, which may be very anecdotal to Europe or the US or Asia. The dollar business is a global business. The yen business is a global business. All these large swap dealers pass their books around the globe, and I think that's an important distinction. There are challenges around it. There's a time difference from all these different regulators around the globe. They work very closely together. How the business is going to change, the business has grown from, say, 900 billion in '87 to whatever the number is now, 600 trillion. So I think the regulators they want to continue to see this market be successful. So they want to make sure that the rules and regs encourage the development of the business. If there is international harmony or the rules are aligned between different countries and jurisdictions, it would allow the global nature of this business to continue and mitigate any type of systemic risk that's possible. We really encourage buy-side clients in particular to get their workflows in place, make sure they understand that as of right now, everything should be in place by the end of the year. We encourage people to clear early, clear often, to sort of go off a Chicago political phrase, but really it's important to understand that between now and when the rules become effective, you have to have all the piping in place. And it is going to be a new type of business. Clients have to understand that how is their business going to change? Some clients have never posted IM before. Some clients don't own treasuries, they own corporate bonds. How is their business model going to change? Which CCP offers the best product alignment or the broadest product alignment for what they do? And then, of course, which FCM best fits their needs? So there's a series of questions that are not yes/no questions that are very require a lot of work and effort.